Digi, can't you see? Sometimes your gains just hypnotize me. Oh, what's up everyone, Luke here. Today I'm going to go over Digibyte, which is one of my favorite projects for not only this year, but I'm considering it a longer term hold, okay? As you know, I'm a big fan of Litecoin. I think Litecoin is one of my top gainers this year. And actually about 60% of my portfolio right now is in Litecoin. But I like Digibyte a lot. I'm actually accumulating Digibyte over time right now. I'm selling, as I take profits from other coins, I'm actually putting it into Digibyte. And as soon as I start earning passive income with things like Populus or even Veritasium, I am also going to be accumulating Digibyte. And in this video, I just want to talk about some of the reasons why, and go over the fundamentals and things like that. So, first of all, Digibyte, in my opinion, is undervalued to where it should be on market cap. Okay, so we like coins. You know, it's always good to invest in coins, right, that you think are undervalued relative to where they are. So, you know, in cryptocurrencies, you know, you can make a lot more money, right, if you're investing in a smaller cap coin, because it's going to be more volatile and it's going to move a higher percentage compared to the king, right, Bitcoin up here. You know, Bitcoin, Ethereum, you know, these are going to do very well, and I don't have a problem with you buying Bitcoin, buying Ethereum, buying Bitcoin Cash, etc. But it is relative, right? We want relative gains. Well, that's one reason why we like Litecoin, for example. Okay, I think that it should be, you know, it's undervalued to where it should be in market cap. Okay, so if we look at Digibyte, right now it's about 50. Okay, and in my opinion, Digibyte will be a top 15 coin by the end of the year. Okay, I wouldn't be surprised if it was a top 10 coin at all. Especially, you know, if we go to the top 10. Let's look at the top 10. We got things like IOTA, which doesn't even really have a working platform. Tron's not even live yet. Cardano's not live yet. EOS is not live. Yeah, something like Ripple up here. You know, I think this is the year. I think we'll see a big, through the next couple of years, we're going to see a big shakeout in the market cap. And some of the coins that you might not expect will be in the top 10. And we might even see Bitcoin this year not be number one. Okay, I think Bitcoin will not be number one within a couple years, actually. I don't know if it'll be passed by Bitcoin Cash or Ethereum or EOS or some of these other coins, but I am feeling that. Okay, so Digibyte down here at 50, and if we note that it's 50th in market cap, and we think it's going to be a top 15 coin, then obviously it's a good buy right now, right? It's undervalued to where it should be. So let's look at some of the fundamentals, okay? And I've just really started looking at Digibyte the last couple weeks, and that's why I've decided to start accumulating, okay? So first of all, Digibyte has blocks every 15 seconds, okay? So this is very important. Bitcoin has blocks every 10 minutes, okay? Litecoin has blocks every 2.5 minutes. Digibyte every 15 seconds, okay? So many people point to Litecoin, for example. They say, oh, Litecoin's a good payment coin because it has faster transactions. It only is 4 times faster and has 4 times the throughput of Bitcoin by 4x. Digibyte is like 40x, and it clears every 15 seconds. So you think Litecoin's fast. You know, Digibyte, I tell people, is basically Litecoin on steroids, okay? Also, it's very decentralized. Okay, it's not an ICO, didn't have a pre-mine or anything like that. It started just like Bitcoin and Litecoin did. Basically, people came up with the code, they put it out there, and then everyone started mining the Genesis block, and then got the first mining rewards equally. Okay, it's forward thinking. So, you know, I'm just going off their website here. And what I mean by that is it's compatible with Bitcoin and Litecoin in a lot of ways. So it was the first blockchain to actually implement segregated witness, which is an important upgrade that Bitcoin and Litecoin got that increased the throughput of the blockchain and allow for things like the Lightning Network and side chains and stuff like that. Okay, and you know, Digibyte will raise their hand and be like, hey, this is a cool tech. You know, we're a UTXO blockchain. We'll upgrade ourselves first. So that people talk about how Litecoin is a testnet for Bitcoin. You know, Digibyte is even a little quicker to right now to implement new technologies. Okay, It's been around 4 years, and I really like that, actually. And I'm going to talk about that later when we look at the chart. Okay, multi-algorithm mining. So basically, you can mine Digibyte. It's not only efficient with ASICs, it's efficient with CPUs and GPUs. And then DigiShield. DigiShield basically, so how Bitcoin works is that the hash rate, when it increases or decreases, it goes through a difficulty readjustment. So how Bitcoin works is it has to basically, when people mine Bitcoin, right, you're competing with all the other computers on the network to mine Bitcoin. And how it works is that if a lot of computing power comes onto the network, so let's say there's the Bitcoin network, right, and I as a miner come and I add 20% to the network, I add 20% hash power with my ASIC farm, then 2 weeks later, the algorithm of Bitcoin will see that and it will make the difficulty to mine Bitcoin 20% harder. And it does this every 2 weeks, right? And it does a positive and negative. So if 10% of the hash power came offline, 2 weeks later, Bitcoin would readjust. And it would drop the difficulty 10%. So everyone, so even though the hash power went down, people were still on an even playing field, okay? And Bitcoin does this every 2 weeks. So Digibyte does this every block. So if 1% or 10% or whatever of the hash power comes onto the network or leaves the network, the next block, 15 seconds later, the difficulty changes on that next block. Okay, so this is known as DigiShield. Okay, it's highly decentralized. It's got over 200,000 nodes. Last time I looked at people talking about the node count, so it's very decentralized. It's probably the fastest UTXO blockchain I've seen. They have great developers. If you go on YouTube sometime and just listen to some of the interviews with the guy that invented Digibyte, some of the lead developers, they're very, very smart, very hardworking, good people. I like the energy that I receive from the developers. A lot of it for me is just using my intuition and scanning projects, and Digibyte has a good energy to me. I like the developers a lot. I like the way they talk. I like the way they present their project. I like the community a lot. You guys can check out the Digibyte Telegram group. And I would definitely check it out. Okay, so I'm gonna talk about this in a different video. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at the chart that I wanted to show you guys. Okay, this is different. Okay, so one reason why I also like Digibyte is because to me it's a little bit lower risk, right? So ideally in an investment you want low risk, high reward, okay? And Digibyte to me is low risk, partially because it's decentralized. It's the same type of blockchain that Bitcoin and Litecoin are, and it's the same type of I think I already mentioned that, the same type of blockchain. But so it's not pushing a lot of boundaries as far as proof of stake and stuff like that, but at the same time it really pushes the boundaries of what a UTXO blockchain is capable of. Another really major reason why I like Digibyte, to be honest, is because how long it's been around. So to me, the fact that it's been around for 4 years, or almost 5 now actually, really proves to me that it's safe. Okay, it's not going to be hacked or anything like that. And also, it's getting network effects. And network effects, when it comes to money, are so important. Because the network effect is that's what really separates money from other asset classes and things like that. So people sometimes get confused because when they think of Bitcoin or Litecoin or these cryptocurrencies, they think of them in terms of stocks. And these don't behave like stocks. They behave more like money, okay? They have some attributes of commodities like gold and silver, but I would argue even more like money. Well, gold and silver are money. I mean, commodities such as real estate and nickel and stuff like that, or oil. Okay, they're more like gold and silver. They're more a new type of money. Okay, so you get a new type of gold and silver, a new type of way to transact. And if you study economics, the network effect is very important. So partially what gives money its value is the fact that it's spread out throughout society and people recognize it as a form of money, right? It took a while for Bitcoin to really gain acceptance because, first of all, it had to be around a while. Second of all, it had to be spread out through society, right? So if 2 people have Bitcoin, only 2 people in society can trade, right? But if 100,000 people have Bitcoin and all those people recognize Bitcoin as a form of money and they can trade it back and forth, that's what the network effect is. And then they can tell their friends about it, and they can tell their friends about it, so on and so forth. So Digibyte has been around for about 4 years, and to me it's finally getting some of the network effect, okay? Because we can look at the chart, okay? Let's look at it. So when Bitcoin started, our Digibyte started, okay? So this is just Poloniex. So we can see in its beginning, it didn't move very much, right? It just stayed right in this range. It had these were insignificant, moves, right? And then all of a sudden we have this giant spike of volatility, this giant spike upwards. That was its first market cycle. Then we had, typical correction, a rounded bottom right here, and then spiked up. If we look at here, let's zoom out a little bit. Zoom up way up here. Okay, this was during, it reached this level during the last bull run, when Bitcoin hit about 20K, or not 20K, like 18, 19K. Okay, and then it corrected down just like the rest of the crypto space, and now it's starting its new market cycle, just like Bitcoin and Litecoin are, and the rest of the crypto space. It's actually stronger than a lot of these projects because it's actually doubled from its low, whereas Bitcoin is not. Right, Bitcoin is up. It bottomed out around 6K. Now it's about almost 10K, so that's almost like a 40% move. Whereas Digibyte's doubled, so that's like more than double, like 125% move. Okay, so that's one reason why I like Digibyte, right? It's safe and it's moving faster than things like Bitcoin, right? So we think that it'll outperform Bitcoin during the medium term. Okay. So that's one reason why we like it, is because we can see right here, I think it started to experience network effects. It had been around 4 years. All of a sudden, it gets picked up by Poloniex, Bittrex adds it. It starts to get added to more exchange. Liquidity builds. More people learn about the project, and we have this massive spike, right? Obviously, something going from this low to this high, that kind of a spike, it can't go on, right? People have to take profits. We find a new low, or a new high, I should say. This support obviously is much higher than where it was. A new spike, okay, and then it settles down higher than where it was before at this low, okay, so more than doubled. And now we're entering a new market cycle, and who's know where it'll end up somewhere up here before it corrects again, etc., etc. And you can see this from this first spike. This is where Digibyte starts to get some of the network effects, okay, and we need a chain like Digibyte in my personal opinion, right? So Bitcoin, I think, will be used for things like settling debts between nations. Litecoin will be used more for maybe like things like buying cars, maybe houses, stuff like that. And Digibyte might be used more for like cash because it's faster and it's more scalable, okay? Now, how much of your portfolio would you want to put into Digibyte this time? I would try to put at least 5% of your portfolio into Digibyte. I'm holding about 5% right now, and I do want to move it up to like 10%. And I would hold it at least through the end of this year, but I like it as a long-term hold. Our psychic friend Crypto Dragon, who's on the JSNet4 channel, who he thinks that Digibyte is one of his favorite long-term holds. Okay, and it sounds crazy. He actually says $700 Digibyte within 2 years, which is crazy because right now it's at 5 cents. So that's like a 17,000% gain. I don't know if it'll get to that, but I definitely I think $1 is reasonable by the end of the year. I could even see $5. I could see $1. My guess is that Digibyte will be $1 to $5 at the end of this year. Just looking at the past charts, looking at some of the network effects it's experiencing. Imagine if it got added to Coinbase. I think this is a coin that it's not a privacy coin that Coinbase would probably shy away from. I think there's a good chance that this will get added to Coinbase at some point. I don't know, maybe this year, for sure. So yeah, guys, check it out. Check out Digibyte, and my next video, I'll make a video on how to buy Digibyte and how to store it on your Trezor. So I'll talk to you guys later. All right, bye.